Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Modi and President Macron reaffirmed their shared vision that India-France strategic partnership can help build prosperity. India's President Murmu hosts French counterpart Macron at Rashtrapati Bhavan, expresses satisfaction that strength of India-France partnership will illuminate path forward. Israel's operations against Hamas in Gaza continues. United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees sacked staffers who allegedly participated in October 7th Hamas attack. And in sports, day 3 of Test match between host India and England in Hyderabad. India takes 175-run lead over England in first Test with 3 wickets left. And on to details now. In a reaffirmation of the long-standing friendship between India and France, French President Emmanuel Macron said, "Long live the friendship between France and India." At the outset of his address during a banquet hosted by President of India Draupadi Murmu, French President expressed heartfelt gratitude for the warm welcome extended to his delegation.
India and France, there is something very special because we do share a lot of similarities. Taste for history, culture, creativity, gastronomy, and this willingness not to be aligned to anybody else and to remain independent.
And welcoming French President Macron at Rashtrapati Bhavan, the President of India said that the leaders of 2 countries being guest of honor in each other's successive National Day parade and celebrations is a historic moment and a symbol of the depth of our friendship and the strength of our partnership.
एक ही महीनों में एक ऐतिहासिक और यादगार क्षण है। शायद ही कभी ऐसा हुआ होगा कि 2 देशों के नेता लगातार एक दूसरे के राष्ट्रीय दिवस परेड और समारोह में मुख्य अतिथि रहे।
Also, India's Prime Minister Modi and French President Macron reaffirmed their vision that the India-France strategic partnership can help build prosperity and resilience in their economies, advance their country's security and a more sustainable and healthier future for the planet. In a joint statement, India and France reaffirmed their commitment to jointly address the interconnected challenges of climate change, biodiversity, loss and pollution. The 2 leaders looked forward to the 3rd UN Ocean Conference to be held in Nice in 2025. They commended UAE's leadership in the successful conduct of COP28 in Dubai. President Macron commended India's offer to host COP33 in 2028. He also affirmed France's support for India's candidacy to the International Energy Agency. The 2 leaders stressed in particular the urgent need for the reform of the United Nations Security Council. The 2 leaders underlined the need for the reform of multilateral development banks, shared common vision for the Indo-Pacific region. Defense and security partnership has been the cornerstone of India-France partnership in the Indo-Pacific region. India welcomed the forthcoming French summit on AI. Both leaders acknowledged the India-France civil nuclear ties. The leaders welcomed the outcomes of the first bilateral dialogue under the India-France roadmap on blue economy and ocean governance in Paris on 12th of October 2023 and agreed to strengthen their ongoing partnership. And now moving on to the Israel-Hamas conflict, the United Nations has launched a probe against UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees for their alleged involvement in Hamas's unprecedented October 7th attack on southern communities. The accusations made by Israel resulted in several employees being sacked. The US has also shown their concern towards the allegations and said that it would provide no additional funding to the agency until the allegations were addressed. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees chief has assured that any UNRWA employee who was involved in acts of terror will be held accountable, including through criminal prosecution.
An urgent and comprehensive independent review of UNRWA will be conducted, as it has been announced by Philippe Lazzarini, the Commissioner General of UNRWA, back on 17 January. To protect the agency's ability to deliver humanitarian assistance, Commissioner General Lazzarini has taken the decision to immediately terminate the contracts of all these staff members and launch an investigation in order to establish the truth without delay. Any employee of UNRWA who is involved in acts of terror will be held accountable, including through criminal prosecution.
While the White House spokesperson John Kirby has said that the U.S. is hopeful about progress in talks to release hostages held by Hamas and are in continuous effort to secure their release.
President Biden spoke with Qatari Emir Sheikh Al Thani and Egyptian President Al-Sisi. As a matter of fact, that second call with President Al-Sisi just wrapped up here a little bit ago to discuss the latest developments in Israel and in Gaza, including our efforts to secure the release of all the hostages taken by Hamas. We're hopeful about the progress, but I do not expect, we should not expect, any imminent developments.
Moreover, in an early morning retaliation, Israel has struck a number of launches from Hezbollah with artillery fire on Saturday. IDF fighter jets attacked two Hezbollah infrastructure and a Hezbollah military compound in southern Lebanon. And as Houthis escalates Red Sea attacks, the rebel group hit on a fuel tanker operated on behalf of trading firm Trafigura that sparked a fire. In a statement, Trafigura said that a missile struck the fuel tanker Marlin Luanda operating on its behalf as it transited the Red Sea. Firefighting equipments were used to suppress and control the fire caused in one cargo tank on the starboard side. Earlier, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Agency and British maritime security firm Ambre said that they had received reports of vessels being struck in the Red Sea near Yemen's Aden and a fire breaking out on board. Well, moving on, Russia's investigative committee on Friday posted online a video of what it described as Ukrainian prisoners boarding a plane that later crashed in the south of the country. Russian President Vladimir Putin said a Russian military plane that crashed near the border with Ukraine on Wednesday was shot down by Ukrainian air defenses.
Не просто же туда их подвозили, а Главное управление разведки ВСУ знали о том, что мы туда везем военнослужащих, 65 человек, а всего запланировано было, по-моему, 190. И зная об этом, нанесли удар по этому самолету, в том числе и в отношении своих собственных граждан. Но это исторические оценки.
Well, Moscow accuses Kyiv of downing the Ilyushin Tu-76 plane in Russia's Belgorod region and killing 74 people on board, including 65 captured Ukrainian soldiers en route to be swapped for Russian POWs. The Ukrainian commentators immediately cast doubt on the authenticity of the video. Ukraine has not confirmed or denied of the claims and has challenged Moscow's account of who was on board and what happened. And the United States is encouraging Hungary to move forward quickly with Sweden's NATO membership. Hungary is the only NATO member that has not ratified Sweden's application to join the military alliance after the Turkish parliament ratified Stockholm's application and President Tayyip Erdogan signed off on the approval on Thursday.
I'd like to just take a moment to welcome Turkey's approval of Sweden's application to join NATO this week. As many of you know, the Turkish parliament voted to approve the articles of ratification on Tuesday. President Erdogan signed those documents yesterday, and we're expecting the instruments of ratification to arrive in Washington, D.C. very, very soon to be deposited at the State Department as per process. We certainly encourage Hungary to move forward with their process quickly so that the alliance can welcome Sweden into NATO without further delay.
Well, Donald Trump was handed a stinging defeat on Friday by a Manhattan jury that ordered him to pay $83.3 million to the writer E. Jean Carroll, who said he destroyed her reputation as a trustworthy journalist. The 9-person jury awarded Carroll $18.3 million in compensatory damages, including $11 million for harm to her reputation. The jurors also awarded $65 million in punitive damages, which Carroll said were needed to stop Trump from continuing to defame her. The sum that the former U.S. president was ordered to pay far exceeded the minimum $10 million that Carroll had sought. Trump attended most of the trial but was not in the courtroom to hear the verdict. Trump said in a social media post that he will appeal. Well, John Galliano marks his return to Paris Couture Week with his Spring-Summer 2024 Haute Couture collection for Maison Margiela. The show was held under the Pont Alexandre 3 bridge in the center of Paris. The catwalk showcased corsets and headpieces in various fabrics, predominantly in neutral tones. The first known piece of mail sent using a postage stamp is about to hit the Sotheby's New York auction. The penny black stamp dates to May 2nd, 1840, that features the young Queen Victoria's head in profile. Sotheby's estimates it could sell for between $1.5 million to $2.5 million. The live auction will take place on February 2nd in New York City. Thaipusam festival was celebrated in a harmonious atmosphere across Malaysia as thousands of Hindus gathered in temples to display their devotion and fulfill their vows. Over 2 million visitors, both Malaysians and international tourists, joined in the celebration. Each year, thousands of worshippers climb up Batu Cave's 272 steps to commemorate the religious event. And the Cherry Blossom Garden at the Hong Kong International Airport opens to visitors on Saturday. The early arrival of the cherry blossoms in Hong Kong is serving as a send-off to the cold weather and a symbol for the start of Chinese New Year. Owing to warmer weather, a few days back, the blossoms had an early start, with at least 1/3 of them having already bloomed. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Bopanna is now the new world #1 in men's doubles and also the oldest player to claim the position for the first time in his career. And we'll tell you how Dal Lake in India's Srinagar lighted up yesterday to commemorate the 75th Republic Day of India.
Wherever news breaks, whatever it takes.
Connecting corners, cutting across continents.
Stories that matter from across the globe.
Accurate, authentic journalism that serves you right. From politics to glamour, from sports to world affairs, with a fusion of aesthetics and substance. Introducing news in a new avatar. Experience the world through a new lens. Stay tuned to DD India for an exciting journey beyond borders.
Prepare to elevate your exam preparation. Participate in Pariksha Pe Charcha with Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on January 29, 2024. Brace yourself for a thought-provoking discussion to energize your exam journey. Pariksha Pe Charcha is propelled by the initiatives of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, aiming to unite students, parents, teachers and society in creating an environment that celebrates, encourages and enables each child's unique individuality to be fully expressed. Pariksha Pe Charcha 2024 on 29th January, 11 AM onwards at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, and moving on. North Korea and China agreed to strengthen tactical cooperation and defend common interest as senior envoys meet, state media reported on Saturday. On Friday, China said the two countries pledged to strengthen strategic communications at all levels and reaffirmed unswerving stance on deepening ties as Chinese Vice Foreign Minister Sun Weidong met his North Korean counterpart Pak Myong-ho in Pyongyang. Sun arrived in Pyongyang on Thursday, passing through the city in Sunoiji on the border of the two countries. It was the latest exchange by North Korea with China and Russia, while it steps up confrontation with the United States and South Korea. Well, several regions across the world are currently facing severe weather phenomena. Santiago, generally known for its mild, sunny weather, was cleaning up on Friday after the heaviest ever rainfall was recorded in the city in the month of January. The heavy rainfall washed away parked cars, flooded homes and closed a stretch of highway. Firefighters and lifeguards are working to rescue dozens of people from flash floods in a city that is often touted as having the most pleasant weather in the United States. The rainfall produced the city's fourth wettest day on record, is not far behind the all-time record of 3.34 inches in 1854. Also, in southern Peru, landslides set off by heavy rains have killed at least 2 people, leaving behind a trail of destruction that wrecked homes. The landslide hit the district of Marcabamba, where the victims were an elderly woman and a daughter who were buried in mud in their home in Marcabamba, official reported. In central Peru, floodwaters entered homes, destroying belongings and knocking down walls. Heavy rains have caused the rivers to overflow, cutting off access to the province's capital after the collapse of a highway. In Huánuco, in country's center-north region, cargo vehicles were trapped after an avalanche blocked a road. Well, Spain is facing scorching heat as maximum temperature soars up to 30 degrees Celsius. The residents sweltered in the warmest January day in Europe since records began. Spain's weather agency said the high temperatures affecting southern Europe are due to an anticyclone carrying a hot air mass from further down south. Well, in Delhi, the weather department has predicted moderate to dense fog conditions in parts of India's national capital as cold winds coming from the mountains has once again increased the chill in Delhi. The weather department estimates of moderate fog to engulf the region on Saturday as well. Visibility reduced significantly in various parts of Delhi and the NCR this morning due to dense fog. And on to sports news now. Daniil Medvedev rallied from 2 sets to love down for the 4th time in his career to pip long-term rival Alexander Zverev in a tense 5-set thriller to book a place in Australian Open on Friday. Medvedev defeated Zverev 5-7, 3-6, 7-6, 7-6, 6-3 to reach his 3rd Australian Open final. Meeting for the 19th time but first at a major, Medvedev was 2 points away from defeat in the 4th set tie-break but stayed composed, eventually advancing to his 6th slam title match after a 4-hour and 18-minute epic inside a lively Rod Laver arena. Medvedev will now play Jannik Sinner, who earlier ended Djokovic's reign at Melbourne Park. And in Australian Open, Bopanna and Ebden will take on Simone Bolelli and Andrea Vavasori in the men's doubles final. Bopanna is also the new world #1 in men's doubles, which makes him the oldest player to claim the position for the first time in his career.
India's Rohan Bopanna will become the oldest tennis world #1 aged 43 after he and Matthew Ebden defeated Argentine pair Maximo Gonzalez and Andres Molteni at the Australian Open. Bopanna will go top of the doubles ranking for the first time on Monday. Bopanna became the oldest ATP Masters 1000 champion when he and Ebden won the Indian Wells doubles title in March last season. He turned professional in 2003 and has won 1 Grand Slam mixed doubles titles alongside Canada's Gabriela Dabrowski at the 2017 French Open. Bopanna credited his physiotherapist and Iyengar Yoga with helping his longevity. Bopanna will move to the top of the world rankings when they are updated on Monday. He and Ebden have the same number of points, but the Australian has played 3 more tournaments over the same period. The previous oldest men's doubles #1 was Mike Bryan, who was 41 years and 76 days. Serena Williams is the oldest women's singles #1 at 35, while Roger Federer is the oldest men's single #1 at 36. Novak Djokovic, who is the same age, could likely pass that record this year. David Wagner was 44 in 2018 when he was ranked #1 in the quad wheelchair rankings.
Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp on Friday announced a shock decision to resign as manager and depart the club at the end of the 2023-24 campaign. Klopp, who led Liverpool into the final of the League Club on Wednesday, had informed the club's hierarchy that he would end his 8.5 years at Anfield at the end of the current campaign. The German joined Liverpool in October 2015 and has won the Champions League, Premier League, Club World Cup, FA Cup, League Cup and Super Cup, as well as the Community Shield during his time in charge. And it's day 3 of Test match between host India and England in Hyderabad today. India ended day 2 on a giant score of 421 for 7 in reply to England's first innings total of 246 in the first Test in Hyderabad on Friday. Ravindra Jadeja and Akshar Patel were batting on 81 and 35 respectively at the close of play. For England, Tom Hartley and Joe Root took 2 wickets apiece. KL Rahul scored 86 while Yashasvi Jaiswal smashed 80 to help India take a lead of 175 runs. And India celebrated its 75th Republic Day on Friday with a grand display of its women power and military might at Kartavya Path in India's national capital, New Delhi. In a first, an all-women tri-service contingent marched down Kartavya Path, enthralling the spectators. Indian Navy's tableau highlighted the themes of Nari Shakti and Atmanirbharta, showcasing strength, resilience and maritime prowess.
The tri-services led by Captain Sandhya of the military police.
A grand display of Nari Shakti took center stage during India's 75th Republic Day parade as women soldiers marched down the Kartavya Path.
144 officers of the military nursing service. Strength, discipline, the dedication of women officers and unwavering commitment.
In a first, an all-woman tri-service contingent marched down Kartavya Path on Republic Day on Friday. The all-woman contingent of the Armed Forces Medical Services was led by Major Shrishti Kullar, with Captain Amba Samant from the Army Dental Corps, Sergeant Lieutenant Kanchana from Indian Navy and Flight Lieutenant Divya Priya from Indian Air Force.
Kanchana from the Indian Navy and Flight Lieutenant Divya Priya from the Indian Air Force.
The Indian Air Force marching contingent was led by Squadron Leader Rashmi Thakur. Delhi Police Band was led by Sub-Inspector Ruanguno Kenze. Women Tri-Services contingent was led by Captain Sandhya. Indian Navy tableau also highlighted the themes of Nari Shakti and Atmanirbharta. The Central Armed Police women personnel exhibited their prowess of Nari Shakti. 265 women bikers on motorcycles showcased bravery and valor.
Nari Shakti is the next
Demonstrating Nari Shakti on Republic Day, the Defense, Research and Development Organization tableau was led by Sunita Jaina. The DRDO tableau was themed Self-Reliance in Defense Technology. The celebrations ended with a jaw-dropping fly-past by 46 aircrafts of the Indian Air Force. Fuzail Ahmed's report for DD India.
Commander Hashir Habib, Vayu Sena Medal, with Squadron Leader Ragi Ramachandran as the co-pilot. And following them were Wing Commander Rupendra Kumar Mishra.
Also, Indian Naval Hydrographic Department celebrated 75th Republic Day at Lassaman Hills in Antarctica on Friday. The team celebrated Republic Day at Bharati Research Station along with other expedition members. Indian flag and Indian Naval ensign was hosted by the INHD team at Antarctica, displaying the operational reach of the Indian Navy for undertaking benign operations. Also, 120 Shikara boats on Dal Lake in North India's Srinagar were decorated in the colours of the Indian flag to mark the 75th Republic Day of India. The local administration decorated the rooftops of their boats with tricolour ahead of Republic Day celebration. The Republic Day was celebrated across Kashmir with various cultural programs being held at district headquarters of the valley amidst tight security arrangements. Well, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lepakshi Kurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.